I love meat, but recently I've been wondering, is it right to kill animals for consumption? Follow me on a journey as I question the ethics of eating meat. Why do you eat meat?
I eat meat because it's delicious.
I eat meat because I like the flavour of it.
It's just lush, really. Can't live without bacon.
Because I like meat, really.
I don't know why, I'd like it.
And it's also really good for you as well.
It's also rich in iron.
Full of fats that you need.
We've always eaten meat through our life. You know.
It's such a habit, it's everywhere.
It's just like a part of daily life.
Yeah, it's just normal to eat it, I reckon.
A whopping 95% of the UK are meat eaters. But do we really need to eat meat?
I mean, for the body, meat is just a number of constituent parts. We don't have to eat meat. We can get proteins and minerals and vitamins from other things, and many people don't eat meat and they're perfectly healthy. And it's thought about 35,000 people a year die globally from the result of eating too much red meat.
I've spoken to some meat eaters who say they just enjoy the variety that meat offers.
The sort of view that people might have that it restricts what they can eat is a bit of a false one. There's a lot of variety that you can get within the food. I mean, there's a lot more vegetables and fruit that you can work with than there is types of meat. I think due to the way of life these days, it's more of a convenience issue. I think for people that outweighs sort of the environmental impact and the welfare of the animals, it's easier to ignore it. I don't know that the whole world could go meat free, but I think those that are in a position to, I think one day it will get to that stage where everyone realises that it's got to be that way.
Del puts up a good argument, but I'm still not convinced. I'm here to find out why I should continue to eat meat.
What we have to do to survive. If you go back to the caveman days, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, because obviously they had quite a strong animal diet. I think the world these days and the modern technology, when it comes to slaughtering or preparing animal, I think it's so humane now. It's so quick. See, if there was a God, he created us with two types of teeth. So the back ones to chew through meat and the front ones to chew through the vegetables. I think that just goes to show that there was some sort of sign. Where do you draw the line? There's probably no line for some people, but it's just one of those things, isn't it, how people get used to animals. I sell rabbits here. A lot of my customers say they can't eat rabbits because they've got a pet rabbit.
I'm Cassie Woodley. I've got two lovely rabbits that live in my room with me because I think it's a good way to be close to nature. We're playing God. We bring life into the world so that we can take it out of the world again. And that's the sole purpose. We bring life into the world and we make it grow at a rate 10 times quicker than it should, just so that it's quicker for us to eat and kill so we can breed another batch and get them in and kill those. And the demand for meat is so high, this is happening at an appalling rate. If you look at the numbers of the billions of animals that are killed, and I've seen too many videos and I've heard too many pigs screaming and I've seen too many cows panicking as their babies are pulled away from them, away from that first moment they don't even get to kiss their babies' heads when they're born, you know. It's just not right, and I don't know how anyone can argue it. It's just not right to breed animals en masse and slaughter them en masse. There's no such thing as humane killing. If you kill something and doesn't want to be killed, then it's not humane, you know? We all want to be compassionate. The problem is, we're all told not to be. We're all trained in society. If you watch TV for 5 minutes, there is meat and dairy everywhere. It's drilled into us. This is okay. And in fact, not that it's okay, it's great. Isn't it great that we can do this in the 21st century? Aren't we lucky? But I tell you, if you show any kid a video of a cow being stunned, slung up by its neck and had its throat slit with all its blood pouring over the floor, they're probably not going to want to eat that burger that you just give them because it's easy and it fills them up and you think you need protein. I think that's kind of what the ethical question comes down to. The question is not, should we kill animals? It's, do we need to kill them? And anyone who knows anything about the topic will quite confidently say, no, we do not need to kill animals.
We may well live in an age where we no longer need to kill animals for sustenance. But it begs the question, what is it really about killing animals that's so bad anyway? I met with Dr. Richard D. Ryder, a leading psychologist in the field, to ask his opinion. So Richard, thank you for joining us today. I wonder if you could just begin by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've worked 40 years in the animal welfare movement. I've also invented a word painism, which describes my moral theory, which means that we should be concerned about causing suffering or pain to others. And it doesn't matter who is suffering.
And is that where you would pinpoint your argument for speciesism?
I coined the word speciesism to be an analogy with racism and sexism, and I'm saying it's a very similar sort of unintelligent prejudice. I think it inculcates in human beings a sort of speciesist attitude, that they are encouraged to believe that they have this right to kill things just so that they can enjoy eating them. I personally attach more importance to not inflicting suffering. I don't have strong objections to the absolutely humane rearing of animals and their absolutely humane slaughter, but I don't think it's possible. I would hope that gradually we'll go over to alternatives to meat, and some of that could include synthetic meat. Seems to me would answer the cravings of those people that are really addicted to meat. It would solve all the questions.
Having spoken with Dr. Ryder, he's really got me thinking about the future of meat and how we can perhaps continue to consume, but in a more ethical way. So I'm heading to Bournemouth University to meet with Francesco Buscemi and ask him about his research.
Television programs on food, and I was interested in meat, in the links between the idea of the animal, of the living animal, and our idea of meat. Since the end of the 19th century, slaughterhouses were moved to known places because people have changed and they don't want to see the animal origins of meat. While I see cultured meat as a further step of the process I mentioned, we can produce meat without killing animals. For example, in California, there is a team of scientists who are producing meat totally artificially. But this meat has almost the same nutritional characteristics of meat. It's another step in which we detach meat and the idea of the living animal. If people, I don't say stop eating meat, but reduce meat consumption, this would be really useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Overindulgence is a big part of our meat-eating culture. Speaking to everyone has helped me realise that I'm part of a much larger problem. Will I stop eating meat? Probably not completely, but at least synthetic meat does offer hope for the future.